Hello, fifth grade students. Today we are talking about something very complex and exciting. We are talking about the reproduction of spore-bearing plants. Big words. And we'll break it down. It's going to be so fun. So, last week we talked about asexual reproduction. If you remember, what were some ways that plants can asexually reproduce? We talked about fragmentation. Try and think, what is that? Remember the starfish and how it came apart and then it grew two new starfish from that. Now, starfish are not plants, but it's kind of cool that there is a organism that's not a plant that can do that as well. And that's called fragmentation. And we can grow plants from roots. We can grow plants from stems. And I have here Mrs. Green's plant that she grew from a stem. And now she gave it to me. So if you're ever in my office, you can see this plant. So yeah, those were a few of the ways that plants can asexually reproduce. Now, today we will talk about sexual reproduction of plants with spores. So, what are spores? That's the first part. Well, on some plants, on the bottom of plants, there are little tiny spores. The bottom of leaves. Let me show you a picture. So, if you can see, that this right here is a fern. It is a fern. And at the bottom of the leaf of the fern, there's all these yellow dots. These are called spores. And they help ferns make new plants. And this is how, and we're going to talk about that today. So those little spores at the bottom of those leaves, they will fly away because of wind, and the wind will take them to some other part of the environment. And then with water, you can get a new plant. But it's a lot more complex than that. So why don't you get out your science notebook if you don't already have it, and grab some colored pencils. Today we're going to be drawing a diagram about this process. So go ahead and pause the video and grab those things if you don't have them already. And now if you don't have colored pencils, try getting crayons or something like that. And that will work just fine.